long day, if you can't tell. We had our shoot today for our gift guide, which is why we are in our Christmas pajamas. We have not taken them off all day. They are very comfortable. It's great. Kind of best work day ever.
It's like super great. I'm like super excited. That's why I just did a bunch of hearts on our story because I'm super pumped we're still in pajamas. And we want to jump on together since we had done the photo shoot together and we had a few meetings over the phone together that we were able to stick around. So it's been fun. We like doing lives together way
better together.
Yeah.
There's more wine involved usually.
Way more, yeah. So it's been just kind of a weird pajama work day, which has been nice. So we're going to keep this short, as I've already been rambling, typical, but we're going to keep this short to about like 30 minutes or so, just so I can get home to my hubby and you guys can get on with your night. So tonight I'll let Kara kind of take it away on what the main topic is going to be, and then she'll just kind of hit it.
Yeah. So we're talking about backlinks. So when a brand reaches out to you asking for a link to their site, and we have kind of like two scenarios where they ask, and then we're going to talk about kind of what it means, what they're looking for, why they want the link, and then kind of what you should do in response. So let's just dive in. Scenario number one is when a brand wants you to link to their site in an existing blog post. So an example from this would be like, say you travel to New York and then you talked about like travel or whatever, and then like a New York travel agency reached out and was like, hey, we see that you have this post, like would you be willing to link to our site, we'll pay you XYZ. And you're like, oh, okay, well like it's just a link, should I take it? Seems like easy money. It's usually probably like $25 is like an average thing, but I just got an email like this the other day and she said, can you let me know your best price to place a link within an existing blog post to my website? So you're probably wondering, like, does the brand just want exposure? Like they're just trying to pay cheap to not have me write a whole new post? Like what does this mean?
And people that don't know what it means, like personally I go to Kara with a lot of questions like that because I'm like, this is like a link, one is ITE, so I'm like, what does this even mean? Like, you know, I being more of a creator, I'm just like, I don't know, like what, so I always go to her and I didn't know either. And so sometimes I think if you don't know, you think of it, it's like, sure,
$25
want a link
for
to
a
my
link.
page? Oh my god, why not? She's gonna tell you some of the things that go with that. But don't put yourself down if you're the girl that's sitting and like, why wouldn't you want a link? Because I was literally just there like a couple weeks ago because I had never dealt with that either. And it's kind of a new thing we've seen happening more and more, which is exactly why we're talking about it, because a link seems harmless and seems like it wouldn't do anything, and times could be totally fine.
Like just one probably isn't going to kill you, but over and over again this can have bad effects, and here's why. So what the brand wants is a do follow link. So to understand what a do follow link is, we first have to talk a little bit about SEO. And I know that's like a buzzword and everyone kind of doesn't fully understand it, and there's a lot of like advice out there.
I did not.
On what SEO is. So I'm going to try to break it down in a very basic way with a wine analogy. So let's say SEO, like the better SEO you have, the more wine you have in your glass. If your glass is your website, then in order to fill your glass with wine, you have to have good SEO practices. So some of these include like using good keywords in your title and then throughout your content, putting alt text on your images, so in that little alternative text box, and then getting backlinks from other sites to your site. So what this is like you're optimizing your content for search engines. So you're giving Google like accurate information about your website so that Google knows how to return it in search results. So you get better SEO and a higher page rank, so you're ranking higher in search results by doing all of this stuff, giving Google this accurate information, because Google starts to think your site is more trustworthy because they know you're telling them like, this post is about these exact keywords. Like say you did an outfit post and you said like winter outfits with gray sweaters, and so it's like a very specific thing. So when someone goes to search for like winter gray outfits with gray sweaters, like in the text box, Google knows like, hey, this is a post specifically about that, and they can give them that as a search result. So that's the idea, is like it's gonna make it better for everyone if we all have good SEO and all are like giving Google accurate information about our content. So
and the alt image, for people that don't know, I learned where this was is, at least on WordPress, like I used to use Wix, and if you use Wix, I don't even know if they give you options of doing the alt
they
text.
probably do, but it might be harder
on
to
like
find.
upgrades and paid stuff, so it's kind of crazy. But if you use WordPress, it's super easy to find, and I'll just give my version of it. You might like correct me, but for like if you just are uploading the image, it's literally when you upload the image and you're clicking the image to edit it, there's a little box that says ALT, alt text, and that's where you enter that and just break it up by one of the little slashes, space slash space, and then the next phrase. But it's super easy to find, so I just wanted to at least let people know, because I know if I would have heard this, I would have been like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I've got alt image, but where is the alt image, or where is the alt text? So just that's kind of where you can easily find it.
And like mini sidebar, the reason you have alt text is because it's like, first of all, if the image doesn't load, what is the alternative text, like to give people context of what would have been there? So you're using like keywords and phrases to tell Google what the image is about. And the other reason is like Google can't right now like scan an image to be like, this is a pancake. Like Google, an image,
which I don't know if I want it to be able to. I'm gonna be honest.
An image is just like a file name, so you have to tell Google what the is in the image. So then when people search, it comes up.
So alt text on images is a huge thing for SEO, and it takes all of 2 seconds, because then you can just copy and paste that alt image to all the images in the post. So really big key that when she told me that, I was like, oh my god, the fact that I haven't known this for 2 years of blogging is sad, but also it is what it is. Time to do it and move on and just do it.
So let's go back to the links. So I kind of already said how like getting backlinks to your site is good SEO. So if like CJ were to write a blog post about me on her blog for some weird reason,
if she were lucky,
and and like link to my site, what that tells Google is like someone else is talking about your site. So it's like it builds your site's credibility, because they know like it's relevant and someone else is like interested in talking about it. So that's kind of what they're looking for, is this backlink. The brand wants you to link to their site because it's going to tell Google like that you basically think they're also credible. But here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So there's two kinds of links. There's the do follow link, which all links are do follow by default. And then there's the no follow link, which is something you have to add in. You have to add what's called a tag into the code, which is really easy to do in WordPress. You can even get a plugin that does it automatically for all your links, which is what we have.
Because I would not remember to do that, you guys, let's be honest. She told me I had to remember to like update plugins once a week, and I was like, So if you're not that way either, don't worry about it. There's an easy plugin that can do that for you.
Simple, automatic. So here's the difference. A do follow link means that search engines are going to follow the link. So when Google does something like called crawling your page, it's going to like go through all the data and like just make notes sort of to know how to like rank your page, how to have it show up in search results, all that. If there's a do follow link, it's going to follow that link to the next website and start crawling it, and then know that your websites have a relationship. Like either you know each other, you've talked about each other, you've referred each other. Then the no follow link is basically a link that just humans follow. So like if someone's reading your blog post, they can click, they can go see it, but the search engine is just going to ignore it, and they're going to think like, oh, she's linking here, but there's no relationship between the two people. So the reason a do follow link is what the brand's looking for here is because it basically, that credibility, when you link out, you've already, like say you've built up your wine, right? You filled your glass because you have awesome SEO and you're doing all the good stuff. So when you link out, you kind of pour a little bit of your wine out from your glass into CJ's glass. And then, so you lose a little bit of your juice that you've worked hard to build, and the brand's getting juice. So, first of all, you don't want to do that.
Your wine.
Your wine. Hello.
More seriously, your wine is what they're getting.
Yeah. So, the first question is like, is $25 worth giving away your wine? I would say no, because it takes a lot to build good SEO, and to just be linking and giving it away for $25. I know that seems like a weird price for a sip of wine, but trust me, it's not worth it.
It's not any ordinary kind of wine that we're talking about.
The other tricky trick is that Google requires any link that is paid or sponsored to be a no-follow link. Otherwise, they like dock your website. Because the idea is like they don't want people going around like paying to put links on other people's sites, which like is boosting their page, but they paid for it, so it's not really like authentic. They didn't build that SEO themselves. They just like bought wine from everyone else by putting links.
Little cheapskate.
It's
like the person that comes to the party without any wine.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you had some wine, cool, I'll try some of that. And like your friend over there, like, oh, you just got a brand new bottle of wine, cool. If you just want to like give me a little bit, and then eventually they're drunk off everybody else's wine.
Because you gave away your wine.
And you gave away a glass, and she gave away a glass, and she gave away a glass, and you guys are all having to go to happy hour now to get more wine. And this person's over here going to bed, wine happy.
Yes.
Not okay.
No, it's not. And it's not
I like to share wine if I choose to share wine.
So the story here, is that if a brand reaches out and is like, hey, can we place a link within your existing content and we'd like to pay you? The response should be, like, FYI, it's going to be a no-follow link, which if they know what that means, it's going to be like, AKA, it's not going to help you at all. Other than if someone literally reads my post and clicks on it. And if they're like fine with that, I would say, sure, put the link in. If you're like fine with linking to their site, if it's something you think is gonna like help your post, give your followers another resource, sure. But make sure I would make sure the brand knows that it has to be a no follow link according to Google. And yeah, so that's scenario number 1. Yeah. So scenario number 2 is based off CJ's real life scenario. And scenario number 1 was based off mine. So look at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do with my outside. If you guys didn't notice, we're trying to be really open with what's going on in our life, and that's basically how we have a lot of other things on the side, but especially with these live sessions, is trying to be very real life, and it seems that it's trends that happen. And right now, all of a sudden, this link thing is coming up, and all these girls and bloggers and male bloggers, everyone is getting emails about it and not really knowing what it's doing. And so whether you agree with it or not, or whether you care if you're giving your juice away or not,
you need to be informed.
It doesn't matter. You should know what you're doing. So you don't all of a sudden go a year down, you've just been handing juice out to everybody and then being like, what in the heck? Wine. Yeah. Think of it as something that you actually have meaning for. But so that's what we're trying to do this. And with mine,
so it's like when a brand wants to post both content as well as get a link to their site.
Which was a super weird email for me to get. And I'm not going to, name drop the brand or anything, because I might still try and negotiate a way to work with them. But basically, they reached out to me, and it's super kind of vague, but wanting to be, on my blog. And so as a blogger, I was super flattered, really honored. It was a local thing, so I was like, this is great. I came up with a kind of like a pitch. Like, instead of, obviously I didn't pitch to them, but I came up with a proposal, I guess. I used the wrong word, but a proposal on kind of what I want to do, and kind of came up with a campaign we could kind of work around, and how we could make the post fun, and how it would work into my blog, and how I'd sell it to my followers. And I'm all excited, and I sent this email, and he didn't shoot back in this negative thing, but it was very like,
just weird. It was like different than a normal brand thing where it's like,
normally they'd be like, that's a great idea, or they have like, okay, well actually I love your ideas, but we'd rather do this, this, and this, which is cool. That's totally fine too. This was just like, basically, no, we just really want to be featured on your blog. So then I started getting a little bit more curious, like, okay, this isn't a normal brand, and that's the smart thing to do, is like, you don't have to do novels back in emails, just like be professional, but like, okay, I was honest, and I was like, I'm a little confused on what you're exactly looking for. Are you looking for me to write a post on you? Are you looking to write a post on my blog? Are you looking just for me to add a link into a post that I write? Because that'd be cool. I could do like a New Year's Eve one and add you in there. But that wasn't really the case. This company sent me over some examples of other blogs that they've written on. And really what the case is that the company is doing, which again, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, this is just what's happened. They are writing on behalf of the blogger and posting an entire post.
They're calling it a guest post.
Calling it a guest post, but not being like, cheers, CJ, if I was on Kara's post. It's coming off as if me, CJ, wrote it on my post, but it's a guest post. And
it's an entire post.
An entire post. Their images,
and then with
their
a link
links
to their thing.
Yeah. And so for me, I'm a really controlling person. If Kirby's listening, he'd be like, what? It's just that, it's in my nature. But I like to do things my way. I love help. I love working with people. But I also like, if Everyday Chiffon is my baby. So if it's my baby, I don't want somebody else telling me what to do with it. I don't want somebody else taking their reins and doing what they want with it. That's just not how it works. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm not about somebody writing on my blog. And once I kind of touched base with Carol a little bit further on it and sent her some of the strings of the emails, that's basically what got us down to doing this live. After we weirdly were already writing a blog post that kind of incorporated it.
Yeah.
That's basically what made us do the live though and like I said, I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I don't feel comfortable with having another company write on my page for reasons that I want to stay true to my followers. I want it to come from my voice, and I've made a connection over the past 2 to 3 years with my followers. These people haven't, or this brand hasn't. So was true to me to not take it, but on the side of it, I'm gonna try and still negotiate to see if we can get a link in there that's a no follow from my words. So I'll still give them the link. I still want to collaborate with them. They're still a great local company, but it's just being true to yourself and reading between the lines. I don't think they were trying to take advantage of me, because I don't know if they necessarily even really get the do follow, no follow link.
I think it's just a small brand that has heard like
SEO.
Good SEO means have people link to your site, and they're like, how can we do that? Oh, reach out to bloggers and have a guest post on their site about our company, include a link, and pay them. Then they don't have to do any work, and it's easy money. And they think it would boost their SEO. So like, when you look at it like that, oh my god, I totally get why they're doing this, and they're not fully educated on it, just like I wasn't fully educated on it on my end. So it can go both ways, but here's my problem with that as a blogger.
I was gonna say, Kara's gonna
I'm a little opinionated, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I think it's like very weird to let a brand use your voice and create a post as you without it being clearly marked as a guest post.
That was the other thing I did not mention. Like, that would be huge for me.
Because like some bloggers,
like this is written by brand, and all opinions are from brand. Nothing is from CJ Oldenkamp or Everyday Chiffon.
Like I don't personally accept guest posts, but a lot of bloggers do, because that's their style, that collaborative environment where they're having a lot of other people come on and share. So I think if you're going to accept things, first of all, it needs to be clearly denoted as a guest post, because otherwise, like, you can't just use people's words as your own. And in the same sense, like, brands can't just use your influence as a blogger as their own and speak through your voice using their words. That's going to be really weird for your audience, and it's going to throw them off, and it's not going to help you build that long-term relationship. Like, your audience is going to know if they've even read like 3 of your posts, that like, this post does not sound like those. Sounds a little more salesy or just a little different tone. And so I think you have to really protect your voice as a blogger and make sure that you're clearly denoting. So I would say, like, if you accept, you need to make sure, first of all, that it's very clearly marked as a guest post, and second of all, that it's exclusive content to your blog. So what you don't want is this brand writing the same guest post on everyone else's blog, like going around and posting the same post, because that's not unique content, that's not unique to your blog, and it can kind of raise flags from an SEO standpoint,
I was just gonna say,
like, as being spammy, because Google sees these same like big chunks of text on like a ton of different sites.
Even if it's just 5 different times. It's the same. It's just like when you use somebody else's voice. What was a saying we said? Did you say? I don't think you even.
You can't use someone else's words as your own, so you shouldn't
shouldn't let a brand use your influencer voice as their own. So just think of it like that. When you're in high school and you couldn't use copywriting or you couldn't plagiarize, you couldn't do that. All of these things.
Same thing.
This is the same thing, and this is above that. This is. I mean, not above that, because that's just like a nature thing. You should just not do that. But this is your business. This is not something to mess around with. And if you are really taking this seriously, long term, is that $100 or $50 link really going to make this difference that could actually impact? You could lose a follower, and even if it's just one, you just lost a loyal follower because you didn't take the time to write your own post or just say no to something you don't feel comfortable with. So don't let a brand speak on your influencing voice. I mean, that's why you should want to blog.
That's the point of them wanting to like work with you, is because clearly their voice isn't working to some extent on their own because they want to partner with you and pay you to use your platform. So like you have value there, so like own it and don't
totally own it. And you should want to have your own voice in it. That's what I was, honestly, this whole situation has been learning for me, not only just like on the business side, but also showed me how much I put into this and how much my voice rings through everyday chiffon. Because I right away was just like, one, you're not even excited about the fact that I want to write about you and be like super fun, but like two, you really just want to put like your voice on the blog and the website that I've taken so much time and worked so hard at it, getting my voice and putting that out there. So I think as an influencer and a blogger, it's just kind of weird to me to want to let someone write on your blog. Not the same thing as like a blogger guest posting. I think that's super cool because that's community and I love that. Yeah. But more so just like literally an entire post written by a brand because they want a sponsorship in a way through your voice. Yeah. So two different things. So don't get the two mixed up. If blogging or collaborating, if I write on Kara's post or mine, I think that's awesome. That's great and super fun and makes blogging like what it should be about, collaborating together. But a brand using your spot and your voice that you've basically molded out into this little world is not fair. Yeah, no. I dug long and hard, and I'm still digging, and I don't think it's fair for them to just plop in.
But it's true.
And put it out there.
And like this is also like to some extent with just brands like micromanaging a campaign. Like even if it is just a regular collaboration, if they're coming back like we'd like to change this and this and this to where it's like so edited that it's not even you anymore. Like, don't let that happen. Protect your platform and make sure they know, like, you can make minor edits. You can make grammatical changes. You can make factual changes if something's off. But at the end of the day, it is your voice. And the whole point of them working with you is that they want to harness the power of your voice and the power of your influence to get their brand out there. So, yeah,
just think of it like that.
That's the story.
Yeah.
And, we should probably tell you.
Yeah, we wanted to tell you about one exciting thing. So think of it as like links can be a good thing, can be a negative. Definitely do some research on SEO. Alt text on images, that takes 2 seconds. You don't need to research it. We just told you what to do. And then if you're fine, obviously, with having people write on your blog, that's one thing when it's a brand doing it. But really stay true to yourself. It's something that we try and push out every single week. Stay true to who you are and realize the hard work that you're putting in every single day and how much it takes to get there and why that brand is reaching out to you because you clearly have a spot that they're wanting to get into. So think of that. But we have some really exciting things coming.
First thing that's like pretty relevant.
Just dancing by myself.
Final join you, I guess.
Yeah.
The first thing is our blog post, and it is called 5 Signs You Should Say No to a Brand Collab. And this no follow, do follow link situation. So peppy. Where you get the second win?
I don't know. It's been a crazy day. It's funny. Like all of a sudden I'm like, whoa. So 5
things, and these are like kind of things that are red flags for us. And they're just signs that you should probably say no. It's probably going to be a sketchy collaboration. But if you do say yes, you should do a ton more research. And so yeah, there's a whole post about it. This is one of them. So there's 5 other things.
They're awesome things too. Like, I mean, we write these, and it's funny because when we post them, we both go to it and like
reference it. It's like even there's like a little part in there where I have like a phrase that I literally use, like sentences of like a way you can respond, and it has to do with a different one, not this one.
I was gonna say it's not this one, but
I'm sending an email and I'm like, what is it I normally say? And I like go over to the blog post. And so it's like stuff we actually use, stuff we actually do.
And the 4 other things are definitely worth checking out. So we wanted to just do the link because it was something so real to us.
Relevant, like this week.
The other thing we wanted to talk about.
Webinar.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the webinar, which I was like, where is it on the notes?
It's not on there.
Just like, there you
There's
go.
this blank space
We're off the
scribbles, and that meant I need to say webinar right there.
Okay. Whatever this is. But anyway,
we're hosting a webinar.
Yay! It's going to be, we had talked about this in a couple of the other lives. I don't think the last one we did, but if you've noticed, we've been kind of doing split lives a few of the weeks because we're
shorter,
super busy. We're trying to bring in connecting with me as well as connecting with Kara instead of just connecting with both of us at the same exact time, because we're super different and we're different when we're together than when we are separate. So that's why we did the split. Also, just to give ourselves like time, like to get places is a lot of working together, not in a negative way, just like driving around and being at a house and everything. So we've done the split lives as well as shorten them, and the reason being is because we wanted to be able to spend more time and put more knowledge and more information into a more organized and productive manner. And so that was kind of the webinar, because it's really easy for us to schedule those out. It's really easy for us to hone in a good time that works for you guys, because I know some of you guys are full-time workers and bloggers, and 6:30 is like, dude, I just want to get home. I want to turn on TV. I don't want to listen to you guys yapping about blogging.
Your wine.
We totally get it.
SEO juice over
Yeah,
there.
you're like, whatever, dude. SEO might AF. But this webinar is going to be January 4th. It's a Thursday, and we're going to host it over lunchtime. So basically what we want to do is, like I said, we're going to be trying to do webinars, I think, once a month. So we can take a lot of the information that we've been spanning out over lives and
get more structure.
Hone in on it. Yeah, structure it. Keep it fun and light.
Oh yeah, still fun.
But
like,
we're going to give you more of like a, and more of like a time to like take notes, because I know some of you take notes, or if you want to be able to see something on your screen instead of just my Italian hands like moving all over the place when I talk. So if you want to see something on the screen that you can actually look at and be a visual learner, I get that that's needed sometimes. So that's, we really are excited to do these webinars. We're a little bit intimidated in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's different. It's just like, because Off the Cusp Live is like super fun webinars. You're like, okay,
whoever shows up, shows up. And then the webinar, like we see people signing up and we're like, oh my God. That's great.
Oh my God.
Yeah. A lot of people.
So we just have a ton of people already signed up, and we can't wait to host it. We're going to give you guys a ton of more information as these few weeks go on. But we at least wanted to give you a little bit of juice to get you guys going and get you guys excited. You can head right over to the link in our Instagram bio. That should be able
to. There should be a bar that says like, crush it webinar, heart, arrow, save your seat. And then you click save your seat, and then you just type in your information.
Basically. It's a purple bar, like a lilac bar.
At the very top, it'll just pop down, and you'll be like, it says a pop up, but no, it's the thing you're looking for. So anyway,
we're being very delirious at this point.
So
webinar January 1st, Thursday. Make sure you save your phone off.